In Eastern Shipping Lines versus POEA, the respondent is a wife of Sako who died in an accident in Japan working as a chief officer of the MV Eastern Polaris owned by the petitioner. The POEA awarded a total of 192,000 pesos for the death of her husband. However, the petitioner is contending that POEA doesn't have the authority to award such amount since Sako is not tagged as an OFW but instead as a domestic worker. He should be receiving compensation from the SSS. With regard to the violation of the principle of non-delegation, the petitioner argues that POEA has no authority to promulgate Memorandum Circular Number 2 ordering the employer to pay the beneficiaries of SACO. The issue here is whether or not the principle of non-delegation is violated. The Supreme Court dismissed the petition. Since the memo circular is an administrative regulation, the POEA has the right to promulgate such regulation because of its power of subordinate legislation. According to the Supreme Court, the power of subordinate legislation is that administrative departments can carry out general provision of the statute and may also fill in the details which the Congress doesn't have the opportunity to provide. In this case, there are concepts that was discussed by the Supreme Court such as the tests to determine the validity of delegation and the power of subordinate to legislate. The first test to determine the validity of delegation is the completeness test, which states that the law should be complete in all terms and that the power to delegate is only on the enforcement. The second test is sufficient standard test. It is a test wherein an adequate guideline to map out the boundaries of the delegate's authority is needed. These tests are performed to prevent total transfer of legislative authority.